What if I told you that the most iconic American muscle cars of the 1960s could outrun modern sports cars? It's not just nostalgia talking. These beasts were built for raw speed and power. In this video, we're counting down the top 10 fastest muscle cars of the 1960s. From quarter-mile monsters to NASCAR-inspired street machines, these legends defined an era of automotive excellence. Number 1. 1964 Pontiac GTO. The 1964 Pontiac GTO marks the birth of the true muscle car era. Pontiac engineers led by John DeLorean faced skepticism when they proposed stuffing a big 389 cubic inch V8 into the mid-size Tempest. GM executives worried it violated internal rules about engine size in smaller cars, but DeLorean and his team persisted, offering the GTO as an option package to sidestep restrictions. The GTO packed serious performance with its 325 horsepower V8, 4-barrel carburetor, and dual exhaust. Car and Driver tested it from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.6 seconds, quicker than many sports cars of the day. The GTO's success surpassed all expectations, with over 32,000 sold in 1964. It kick-started the muscle car wars, forcing other manufacturers to develop their own high-performance offerings to keep pace with Pontiac's new speed machine. Number 2. 1966 Oldsmobile 442 W30. The GTO's success sent shockwaves through Detroit, and Oldsmobile wasn't about to be left behind. Enter the 1966 442 W30, a heavyweight contender that would transform Oldsmobile's stained image. Under the hood lurked a high-performance 400 cubic inch V8 producing 360 horsepower and a massive 440 pound-feet of torque. The W30 package didn't stop there, featuring a unique fiberglass hood with functional air scoops to feed the hungry engine. Oldsmobile engineers didn't just focus on straight-line speed. The 442 W30 received a heavy-duty suspension and larger brakes, making it a formidable opponent on both the street and strip. These enhancements paid off in the quarter mile, with the W30 clocking impressive 13.5-second runs. Even legendary drag racer Big Daddy Don Garlits sang the praises of the 442's performance. Number 3. 1969 Plymouth GTX 440. While Oldsmobile focused on raw performance, Plymouth took a different approach. What if you could have the power of a muscle car without sacrificing comfort? The 1969 Plymouth GTX 440 aimed to prove you could have your cake and eat it too. Plymouth engineers faced a unique challenge: how to balance luxury with high performance. The solution came in the form of a massive 440 cubic inch V8 engine capable of producing 375 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. This power plant was nestled in a chassis that featured a plush interior with high-quality materials, bucket seats, and a center console. The GTX 440's dual nature didn't go unnoticed. One period review noted, "The GTX is a muscle car that doesn't sacrifice comfort for speed, making it a perfect choice for those who want both." This combination proved appealing to consumers, with approximately 7,000 units sold in 1969, a strong figure for a muscle car of that era. Despite its luxury leanings, the GTX 440 didn't disappoint at the drag strip. It could run the quarter mile in around 13.5 seconds, placing it among the fastest muscle cars of the late 1960s. This performance, combined with its upscale features, solidified the GTX's position as Plymouth's flagship muscle car. Number 4. 1968 Dodge Charger RT Hemi. While Plymouth perfected the balance of luxury and performance, Dodge was busy pushing the limits of street-legal power. The question wasn't whether they could build a faster car, but whether they could tame a race-bred engine for daily driving. The answer came in the form of the 1968 Charger RT Hemi, a car that would leave its mark on muscle car history. The 1968 Charger underwent a complete redesign, featuring a sleek fastback body style that turned heads on the street. But the real challenge lay under the hood. Dodge engineers faced the monumental task of adapting the race-proven 426 Hemi for street use. They implemented a lower compression ratio of 10.25 to 1 and a milder camshaft to improve drivability without sacrificing too much power. The result was nothing short of impressive. The Charger RT Hemi boasted 425 horsepower and could rocket through the quarter mile in just 13.5 seconds at 105 miles per hour. With a top speed of 156 miles per hour, it was one of the fastest muscle cars of the 1960s. Dodge's gamble paid off, with Charger sales soaring to over 96,000 units in 1968. Number 5. 1969 Ford Mustang Boss 429. As Dodge celebrated its Hemi triumph, Ford engineers were burning the midnight oil on a project that would redefine the term shoehorning. The 1969 Mustang Boss 429 wasn't just a car, it was a 7-liter puzzle that required completely rethinking the Mustang's architecture. Ford needed a NASCAR-dominating engine, and the Boss 429 was their answer. But fitting this massive power plant into the Mustang's engine bay proved to be a monumental challenge. Engineer Larry Shinoda noted, "We had to make the engine fit, and that meant a lot of re-engineering. It was a challenge, but we were determined to make it work." The modifications were extensive. Ford redesigned the Mustang's shock towers, moving them further apart to accommodate the 429 cubic inch V8. This wasn't just a simple engine swap, it was a complete re-engineering of the car's front end. Production of the Boss 429 was limited, with only about 1,300 units produced between 1969 and 1970. This rarity, combined with its NASCAR pedigree, has made the Boss 429 a highly sought-after collector's item. With a price tag of around $6,000 when new, significantly higher than standard Mustangs, the Boss 429 was always destined for exclusivity. Number 6. 1969 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. In the world of muscle cars, rarity often equals desirability. But what happens when a car is so rare, so powerful, and so expensive that only a handful ever hit the streets? The 1969 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 was more than just a muscle car. It was a legend in the making, with the story that begins with 4 letters: COPO. The Central Office Production Order System was Chevrolet's backdoor method for creating high-performance variants that sidestepped typical restrictions. The ZL1 option was the pinnacle of this system, replacing the standard L78 engine with the 7.0-liter all-aluminum V8. This power plant was a pure race engine, designed to dominate NHRA Superstock drag racing. While officially rated at 430 horsepower for insurance purposes, the ZL1 engine was widely believed to produce closer to 500 horsepower. This power translated to blistering performance, with the ZL1 Camaro clocking quarter-mile times of 13.2 seconds, a figure that put it at the top of the muscle car hierarchy. The ZL1's rarity is astounding, with only a handful ever produced. This exclusivity, combined with its performance pedigree, has made the ZL1 one of the most valuable muscle cars of its era. Some examples have fetched over $1 million at auction, cementing its status as a blue-chip collector's item. Number 7. 1968 Chevrolet Corvette L88. While the ZL1 Camaro was making headlines, Chevrolet engineers were quietly perfecting a Corvette that would become the stuff of legend. Imagine a car so extreme, its true power was kept secret even from those who bought it. Enter the 1968 Corvette L88, a wolf in wolf's clothing. The L88 wasn't just the pinnacle of Corvette performance, it was a barely disguised race car. Chevrolet actively discouraged its use on public roads, omitting creature comforts like a heater and radio. Under the hood, a 427 cubic inch V8 featured high-compression pistons, a special aluminum intake manifold, and a Holley carburetor. This combination, developed under the guidance of Zora Arkus Duntov, was designed explicitly for racing. On paper, the L88 produced a modest 430 horsepower. In reality, it churned out well over 500 horsepower, capable of propelling the Corvette to quarter-mile times and the low 11-second range. The L88's racing pedigree was proven at events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, where it showcased its superiority against tough competition. Number 8. 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner 426 Hemi. As Chevrolet set the bar for high-end performance, Plymouth was cooking up a revolution. What if you could have a muscle car with blistering speed without emptying your bank account? The 1969 Roadrunner was about to challenge everything we thought we knew about affordable power. Plymouth's engineers faced a formidable challenge: how to offer Hemi-level performance at a price point accessible to the average buyer. Their solution was ingenious. By stripping away non-essential features and using less expensive materials, Plymouth created a no-frills muscle car that delivered where it mattered most: under the hood. The Roadrunner's unique marketing strategy set it apart in a crowded market. Plymouth secured the rights to use the cartoon Roadrunner character and its iconic meep meep sound, appealing to younger buyers and creating a memorable brand identity. This cartoon-inspired approach, combined with the car's impressive performance, resonated with consumers. At the heart of the Roadrunner was a choice of potent engines, including the legendary 426 Hemi. This power plant could propel the Roadrunner through the quarter mile and the low 13-second range, rivaling much more expensive muscle cars. The combination of affordability and performance proved irresistible to buyers, with over 44,000 units sold in its first year alone. Number 9. 1969 Dodge Super Bee 440 six-pack. While Plymouth's Roadrunner shook up the market with its affordability, Dodge was about to introduce a different kind of beast. What happens when you take a mid-priced muscle car and give it not one, not two, but three carburetors? The 1969 Super Bee 440 six-pack was Dodge's answer to a question no one knew needed asking. Dodge engineers faced a unique challenge in developing the six-pack induction system. The triple two-barrel carburetor setup was designed to enhance performance by increasing airflow to the engine. This innovative approach allowed for better throttle response and increased power output, particularly at higher RPMs compared to traditional single four-barrel carburetor setups. The Super Bee 440 six-pack's engine produced an impressive 390 horsepower, rivaling the power of the more expensive Hemi engines. This combination of affordability and performance made the Super Bee a formidable contender in the muscle car market. However, the triple carburetor system wasn't without its drawbacks. The complex setup required more intricate tuning and could lead to potential reliability issues affecting everyday drivability. Despite these challenges, the Super Bee 440 six-pack delivered impressive performance figures. It could reach top speeds of around 140 miles per hour and complete quarter-mile runs in times that put it among the fastest muscle cars of its era. The limited production numbers of the Super Bee 440 six-pack have contributed to its status as a highly sought-after collector's item today. Number 10. 1966 Shelby Cobra 427 Super Snake. In the world of 1960s muscle cars, there was fast, and then there was the 1966 Cobra 427 Super Snake. Carroll Shelby's ultimate creation pushed the boundaries of street-legal performance to new extremes. The Super Snake started life as a standard 427 Cobra, but Shelby's team transformed it into a twin supercharged monster, producing an estimated 800 horsepower. Only 2 Super Snakes were ever built, making them incredibly rare. The car featured a unique dual supercharger setup, significantly boosting performance over the standard Cobra. This extreme modification allowed the Super Snake to achieve astonishing acceleration, with period reports indicating 0 to 60 mile/hour times of just 4.3 seconds, and quarter-mile runs in the low 12-second range. Shelby himself described the Super Snake as the ultimate expression of the Cobra. emphasizing its dual-purpose design for both street and track use. The car's advanced engineering included a lightweight chassis and improved aerodynamics, contributing to its exceptional handling characteristics. Today, the surviving Super Snake stands as one of the most valuable muscle cars ever produced, with recent auction prices exceeding $5 million. This extraordinary value reflects not only the car's rarity, but also its status as the pinnacle of 1960s American performance engineering.